Thank you for staying with us. Let's dig into the news now. In our first story, apart from the machete wounds, injuries and fractures sustained in his arms and legs, doctors who conducted surgical operations on the Sissala West Nasara NPP coordinator Idris Waleka have revealed that he also has his lower jaws broken and gland trauma, resulting in partial blindness. Medical Director of the Upper West Regional Hospital, Dr. Robert Amesie, who led a team of surgeons for the operation, said the surgeons had to work in turns to deal with his situation. JoyNews' Upper West Regional correspondent Rafiq Salam now reports from Wa.
The 43-year-old Sissala West constituency Nasara coordinator, Idris Waleka Kinsasa, was rolled out of the Gbollu Hospital with an ambulance for further medical attention due to the multiple machete wounds and fractures he sustained allegedly from some NPP tags of a polling station executive elections.
You know, what we call the lower jaw. He has sustained 2 fractures, in the jaw, and also he broke the 2 bones in the right forearm and then 1 bone in the left forearm, and multiple lacerations. 1 on the left lower limb, the other on his forehead, and then 1 on his right forearm.
Medical Director of the Upper West Regional Hospital, Dr. Robert Amesie, said due to the varied degrees of injuries, including him partial blind as a result of gland trauma, the surgery and treatment was done in phases and with different surgeons.
Exactly what we did was the maxillofacial surgeon fixed the jaw, and then myself, the orthopedic surgeon, I fixed the right radius and ulna, the left ulna, and then we repaired the tendons that were lacerated.
How many hours did you use to fix?
So this was a combined surgery of orthopedics and maxillofacial. So it took almost 2 hours to get everything fixed.
He said it would take the 43-year-old father of 3 some time for him to recover fully.
What I think we need to also work on is to have our clinical psychologists also, do some therapy on him, because if a group of people attack you, apart from the physical trauma that you will sustain, you have this emotional, psychological trauma too. So it's a multidisciplinary approach that we are offering him. So maxillofacial, orthopedics, then the clinical psychologist. Accordingly, he alleged that he got also blunt trauma to the eye. The ophthalmology unit is also handling that. So we are quite a number of teams that are helping to attend to him. So we just hope that together we can support him so that he can get back to his original state.
Meanwhile, in the Sissala West district capital of Gbollu, there was a press conference that was held to counter accusations leveled against the Upper West Regional Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Sali, and a host of other regional executives of the NPP on the dastardly and despicable act. The group, calling themselves Team Majid and led by Hudumwa, first of all condemned the inhumane and violent attack meted out to the constituency Nasara coordinator.
Them that act in no uncertain terms, irrespective of the magnitude of the crime he was committing at the time of the night, we believe strongly that he should have just been arrested and handed over to the chief, or better still, the police.
They accuse the constituency executives of not being true to their words, but rather engage in hide and seek with the supporters, resulting in the unfortunate class.
Unfortunately, they could not complete the exercise and have agreed to start from Desme the next day. The constituency executives rather went to Facho instead of Desme as agreed with the regional reps. The reps heard of that and cautioned them not to conduct any elections there without their supervision in the interest of fairness. But they refused and went ahead with their agenda, which resulted into the clashes leading to our supporters suffering various degrees of injuries.
They also jumped to the defense of the Upper Sudan minister and the security personnel deployed to the area.
The Constitution Secretary cited security reasons as the basis of not conducting elections at Kunkoko, Kusale, Desme, Pulma, and Kopulma, and other communities. Now, if the regional minister deploys security to beef up the men on the grounds to support the committee to do their work, does that amount to abuse of power? No. Did the Constitution Secretary know exactly what abuse of power is? No. The Constitution Executives are aware they will lose this year's election in totality because the good people of Sissala West, NPP, are tired of their lies, fake motor keys, fights, propaganda, and several years of autocratic leadership style.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam. Wow.